Hey guys, Doug B here. A while ago I asked you for suggestions on things you'd like to see in this channel now that we're in our second year. A number of you guys asked for adding FM3 and FM9 to the AXFX3 for what I'm doing here. Well, you know, it is time to expand, definitely. And because I've only been doing the AXFX3 for the past year. The FM9 though, I mean, unless you're willing to pay a king's ransom on eBay or something, it's just not around. I mean, I've checked with Fractal. It is going to be a while. However, FM3, that's another story. I was able to order one directly from Fractal, and yeah, I paid full price for it because they don't have a program for content creators, and anyway, this channel needs more subscribers for them to be able to take notice of it. You know what I mean? The AXFX3, especially the Mark II Turbo version, is the flagship modeler for Fractal and is the world's most powerful modeler. It has a price tag that is considerable, but no more than any other high-quality tube amp. The FM3 is a scaled-back version of the AXFX3 in a floor unit the same size as the FC6. It has 1/4 the power of the AXFX3 and fewer inputs and outputs. But while it may not be as powerful or flexible as the AXFX3, the FM3 has the same high-quality modeling as the AXFX3. We'll do a little demo later in this video to showcase the audio quality of both units. One of the things that surprised me a little is how many AXFX3 owners also own the FM3. All you have to do is go to the Fractal forums and you'll see many of the same people posting in both the AXFX3 section and the FM3 section. A quick glance at the FM9 section shows the same thing. At first I thought it would be a one or the other type situation because they aren't cheap, but now I can see why someone might have both or all three units. Even though they all have the same amazing audio quality, each unit has its positive points which makes one work better than the others in different situations. Since the FM3 has 1/4 of the power that the AXFX3 has, there obviously had to be changes made to the factory presets. But once again, I was surprised to find that the first 102 presets on both units are pretty much the same. Let's take a look here at the first presets in the FM3. And here are the first presets in the AXFX3. As you can see, all these, until we get to 103, they're the same. There are some presets on the AXFX3, like number 103, Leon's Gent Bass, that uses 4 comp blocks, 3 filter blocks, 3 drive blocks, 2 amp blocks, 3 parametric EQ blocks, 2 cab blocks, and 4 other blocks. There is just no way that the FM3 can do that. Leon would have to completely rewrite this preset to make it work with the FM3. You can see by some of the preset names that Matt and his crew did rewrite some of the AXFX3 presets to work with the FM3. The names of those presets all end in FM3. There are 53 presets on the FM3 that end in FM3. For example, preset 132 on the AXFX3 is Ambience at 21, which uses 15 blocks and uses around 64% of the CPU. The FM3 version is called Ambience FM3, which uses 12 blocks and around 71% of the CPU. The AXFX3 version uses 2 comp blocks, 2 plex delay blocks, and 2 chorus blocks. The FM3 can't do that, so it uses 1 comp block, 1 plex delay block, and 1 chorus block. There's one other preset on the FM3 that has FM3 as part of the name. That's preset number 260, FM303. There isn't a similar version on the AXFX3. Preset 260 on the AXFX3 is One Note Synthestra, which uses around 78% of the CPU. That would crush the FM3. So what is the appeal of the FM3 and why would an AXFX3 owner want one? Well, to put it simply, amazing modeling in a small floor-based unit that can be used all by itself in a number of different situations. A guitarist can show up at a gig or recording session with a guitar and a gig bag on their back and an FM3 in a small bag over their shoulders. That's all they need. Connect the FM3 to the mixing console with a pair of XLR cables and you are basically ready to go. They don't need the power of the AXFX3 in every situation, so they don't need to lug it around unless the gig needs it. They also don't need to bring a foot controller which is practically required for using the AX FX3 in a gigging situation. The FM3 is an all-in-one solution, but of course with some limitations. Now, one of the differences that may or may not be important to you is that the FM3 does not have gapless switching when going from one preset to another. There is a short gap, and it is obvious. It's not like the AX FX3 in that respect. I'm going to assume that it's a processor shortcoming and that Fractal is working to get that gap as close to nothing as possible. One area where the FM3 shines is the boot up time for FM3 Edit as compared to AX Edit 3. It's basically instantaneous. But does the FM3 really sound as good as the AX FX3? Well, let's check it out. We'll take a few presets from the FM3 and see how they stand up to the AX FX3 versions. I won't reveal which unit is being used in each video until the end, so you might want to get out your steno pad and number 2 pencil to write down your answers. Let's grab 2 presets from each of the 3 banks. Preset number 8, Plexi 50 watt. Preset 108, Limelight Matte. Preset 143, Meet the Cytherians. Preset 228, Synth Lineup. This is one where the FM3 version is slightly different, just like Limelight Matte is slightly different. Then we have preset 297, Mr. Gilmore Lead, and the last one is 372, Heavy Devy. Now, I'm not going to do a block-by-block breakdown. That would make this video way too long. I'll list the preset and scene names on screen, and I'll list which unit was used in each clip at the end. One other thing, let me quickly bring up connecting an FC6 controller to the FM3. I'm sure that most of you have heard of the OMG9 setup, but in case you haven't, it's a set of layouts that allow you to use the FM3 to switch between layouts, and the FC6 allows you to choose between the options for a particular layout. I haven't tried the OMG9 setup yet because I've been having fun just using the FM3 as a standalone unit. But it is on my list of things to try out. Let me know if you'd be interested in a video on the OMG9 setup, and that would give me an excuse to try it. So there you have it, guys. My comparison of the AX FX3 and the FM3. Now, I could have gone into a lot more detail, but something tells me you guys don't want to see like 45, 50-minute videos here. My 2-week trial period ends in 2 days. Am I keeping it? Oh, you better believe I'm keeping it. This thing is just too much fun. So it's definitely a keeper. That thing is going nowhere. So if you have any questions for me that would make a good how-to video for the FM3, send them my way. I'd be glad to look them up and make a video, and we'll get everyone educated here. Me too. Okay guys, next Wednesday we'll be back to the factory for looking at presets, and I'll see if I can incorporate both the Axe FX3 and the FM3 into the video. Now you don't want to miss that, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. All right guys, see you then.